Hey everyone, Phil from Wargamer Online here, and today we're looking at Gamers Grass products. We've actually sent through a couple of products for review. We've got the Battle Ready bases and the grass tufts. In this video, we're going to be having a close-up look at the Battle Ready bases. We received 4 different styles of the ready-made bases, the Battle Ready bases as they're called. Really great range. This is the Badlands Base, round 25mm. There's 10 bases in a pack. What I've done is I've put the camera right in, because one of the things that I recognise straight away with these bases is they absolutely can afford close-up scrutiny. The detail's incredible, the finish is brilliant. If basing for you is, like for a lot of people, the nightmarish part of getting an army ready, and you just want to be able to paint your models and get them down on some really cool looking bases, then this is a brilliant product. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop one off so you can have a close-up look at it as well. So each one of them comes tacked to a base. As you can see, they're resin cast, but then they're primed and painted. And you know, we've got all sorts going off here, everything from little grass tufts on the dry ground. This really does have a sort of Martian-esque feel to it. I really like it. If you were unhappy with the tufts, I'd dare say you could rip them off if necessary. Saying that, I think they work really well. I quite like the design. I think it's easy to attach your models to, etc. Yeah, just really impressed with this range, and I'm absolutely blown away that for the price they can achieve this quality. Just great stuff. So what I'm going to do is work through each one of them, give you a quick overall impression, and then later on I am going to attach some models to these bases so you can see them showcased. What they'll also probably do is form part of a giveaway that I'm going to do on the channel as well, so just to get you started on your battle ready bases. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Next we have the winter bases, round 40mm, so good standard Games Workshop size, 5 in a pack. Models here for scale. So we've got, obviously, just going through it all, because this is impressive, the amount of finish in here. Varying different grass turfs. We've got a snow finish, which is brilliant. That's not coming off. Look, I'm not being gentle with that at all. It's not coming off, so it's fascinating. It has a great sort of melt snow look to it. These rocks look absolutely brilliant. There's different tones of colours on these rocks. Some of them have got more snow than others. I love how it's sort of, and it been given some thought. So where the snow would have been trapped and not blown away, they've built it up. I think this is absolutely genius. I mean, the amount of work that goes into each one of these bases. Each one's a work of art. One here with a little bit more bare and broken ground. And again, we can see the variation of tone from the sort of light grey browns to the dark ones. How they do this, whether this is achieved with washes and then a final dry brush, who knows? I've not actually spoken to them about their painting techniques, but they're absolutely brilliant. Here we go, one with a larger rock. And again, open round where it's dusting through, really refusing to come off that snow. That's what I'm really impressed with at the moment, and that's just absolutely brilliant. And then one final one here. Actually, just to give you an idea from a design point of view, that one and that one are actually identical, and I think it's a testament to the makers on how different those two bases look. You know, that's pretty impressive. The other thing I like about this is there's room to attach your model. They're giving it some consideration. They're giving you some flat areas. You know, that one not so much, but again, depending on your model, depending on its stance, you'd make it work. And you know, bear in mind you've got 5 different designs, some of them with a greater degree of open ground than others. So I do like that idea. I mean, again, even when a model's flat-footed, there's nothing stopping you putting 1 foot down there and kind of 1 foot up on the rock there. I think that worked perfectly. But again, pull it off, give you an idea of its profile and its height. There you go. So just to give you an idea, it's, you know, these are the 25mm base. They're actually at the height, I'd say, of the new 32mm bases. So they're a little bit deeper than the Games Workshop bases, but absolutely nothing wrong with that when you see how wonderful the designs are. Again, just to give you an idea from above. Absolutely brilliant. Loving them. Now we have the arid steppe bases, 60mm round. So this is your classic monster base or vehicle base. Wonderful dry arid rock, super tough, as they all have been so far. You know, I've really kind of bashing them around. That's definitely more than you're going to ever give a base during a game. Little grafts of tusk scattered all around. Less variation in tone on this, but I absolutely love it. It does have that wonderful dry baked earth feel. 2 different designs on this pack, so if I just move that up for you, you can see it. And again, we've got the 4 tufts of grass, 4 or 5 tufts of grass. There's actually, yeah, that's the 5th one there. So 5 different tufts of grass in there. Again, as I said, difference in variation of tone, but still incredibly impressive. Only one thing I noticed about this, let me just take that off for you, is you do have a little bit of overspray on the end there. I don't think that, by the way, is by any means the end of the world, but I'm a stickler for having a nice sort of clean rim to my bases, so I probably would go around and just touch that with a bit of black paint. But geez, if that's the best I can pick on in terms of an issue with the product, then I think we're on to an absolute winner. I'm I'm blown away by the quality they're getting on the casting of these. These edges are so sharp. I was actually under the impression, because they were so sharp, that they weren't cast, but no, incredible detail. I stuck it to my desk. Finally, we have Highland Bases oval 90mm times 2. Wow. The Highland Base, huge amount of grass tufts on here. Flowers, and again we've got these lovely little rocks, different variation of ground, so you sort of brown, black, greys. Absolutely amazing, wonderful detail. Particularly, if this was like a lot of Games Workshop flying bases now sort of have that clear plastic sprut coming up out of the base. I think it'd be fantastic. But even so, putting a bike on there or something like that just be absolutely amazing. They do recommend using super glue to glue your models down. No surprise really, I think you're going to want a solid bond. Also, I think what you could probably do is, if you were going to glue, say if it was a bike and there was going to be a wheel there and a wheel there, you'd want to just kind of trim that down and give it a good coating of super glue before you press it down with sealant, or even just try and scrape it off. But not a problem at all. And again, considering how much work has gone into these bases, then the little bit of work you're going to do to be able to get your model to sort of mount on it is insignificant really. Can you imagine an entire army based on these things? The level of detail in every single base is just insane. I always say when you're displaying models, it's all about faces and bases, and these guys really do give you an absolute leapfrog on the bases for sure. All you got to do is focus on painting the faces. Overall impression is I'm blown away by the quality of the product, and I think the price, considering the level of detail and finish on these things, I think the price is perfectly reasonable. Yes, of course, if you have a massive horde army, this is going to add up, but don't forget, if you've got a horde army, maybe it's about buying these pieces for your characters and your main vehicles or monsters or those kind of things. And then of course they always do, all of these tufts are available as complementary products anyway, so these yellow flowers are available separately. So you could always do a mixture of the ready-made bases that you really want, to make the army stand out, and then and even a mixture of the smaller bases amongst your troops, along with some just standard ones where you add a bit of texture and go for it yourself. Either way, great product. Really impressed with both their grass tufts and their bases. I think these guys, Gamers Grass, they're going to be one to watch for sure. Right, thanks for joining me.